Okay, just further bans before I start this, as this review will probably be mostly me fangirl. Hello, my name is Charlie, and in that moment, I swear we were infinite. You're watching A Reader's World. I know I've used that quote a billion times, but that quote is fantastic. It makes sense of this video. Before I start more depth into this review or into this video, my usual camera died. It just died on me. I gotta work with my brother's GoPro. So today I will be doing a review of one of my favorite books of all time, Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I have been dying to film this video because I want to talk about this book right in depth. I reread it 2 months ago and I still have fresh memories of this book in my brain. Before I get into the huge spoiler review or the summary of this book, I just want to give you a little more in depth of what I'm doing and what is this freshman review. So there's this booktuber, his name's Tiernan. You probably know him from the Booktuber. He made a video back in the summer and basically was his thoughts on Perks of Being a Wallflower as a senior, because he said in the video he was a freshman when he first read it and then he reread it as a senior. And I was like, that's a really smart idea, because in the book we have Charlie, who is a freshman, and then we have Sam and Patrick and their friends who are seniors. It's a cool view of seeing this book as a freshman and as a senior. I was like, I'm gonna do that. So I reread the book for the second time as a freshman. I'm a freshman right now. And when I become a senior, I will review this book as a senior. I'll make another video, hopefully. So if you're coming from the senior video, hi! Hopefully puberty has done me well. Let me give you my non-spoilery part of this video before I get into the real depths of Perks of Being a Wallflower by the wonderful Stephen Chbosky. This book is just so well made and so written well, and the characters and the storyline and just everything about this is fantastic. It's just so thought out well, and just, if you don't know what this book is about, this book follows our freshman Charlie, who doesn't really know what to do. He's kind of been through a hard stage in his life, and then he meets siblings Sam and Patrick. They kind of are his wings into the world of high school and trying to survive it, while also going through some tough times and also sex and drugs. So that is it for the non-spoilery part of this review. I will go more in depth about the book and the movie because we have a lot to discuss about this book. Bye. Okay, is everyone gone? I'm serious. If you're still here and you still haven't read this book, I'm going to find you and slam the book into your face so you will read it, because you're gonna be missing out. My Lego, say okay? So we start out this book with Charlie writing to his friend. Now there is a lot of speculation on who is the friend Charlie writing to. And before rereading this book, I liked the theory that Charlie is writing to the reader. After rereading this book, I've come to the conclusion it's not the reader. It's someone we don't know. There is clues that this person is older and wiser. Charlie makes a recollection like later in the book that this person already probably knows how to drink and smoke. So I think it may be Charlie's family friends or his sister's friends, cousins, dad. I don't know. And another thing I totally forgot about this book. Charlie isn't Charlie. Sam isn't Sam. Patrick isn't Patrick. You know how in the beginning of this book, Charlie states that he will be changing the names of the people so the person won't find out it's him. Sam's name could be Monica or Rachel or Phoebe. Patrick could be a Joey or a Chandler or a Ross. Why am I listing friends? There's a lot of mystery surrounding who's the friend, who, why, what's Charlie's real name? We don't know. So also we go through Charlie's kind of stage of depression. His friend committed suicide and he didn't know anything about it. His friend seemed like a happy-go guy. Charlie's brother takes him out and basically tries to comfort him, saying there might be some things that he never told you. It's not you, Charlie. And Charlie is such a strong and great character. I love Charlie. He's young and he's innocent and he doesn't know the world, and that's what Patrick and Sam do. They open up the world to him. And let's get on to Sam and Patrick. Patrick is my favorite. Every time Patrick's name came into the book, I smiled because Patrick always has something to say and he's always just there for people. People are there for him. We get this kind of backstory with him and Brad that they got together, but Brad had to get drunk and then suddenly they find love with each other and I was so happy for them. Then Brad finds out and there's all this stuff happening and I just want Patrick to be happy. Why can't all these characters be happy? Because it's life. That's basically the main thing of this book. This is what you have to deal with. And then we also get Sam. Even though she has her flaws, she is one of the greatest female characters ever. She overcomes all this stuff because she wants to go to college. But let's talk about Charlie's family. Charlie's family we don't really get much of in the movie. We get snips and pieces of them in the movie, but we never really get them as much as we did in the book. There's this huge thing at Gilligan's Island. I think it's Gilligan's Island where they watched an episode, they cried all together, and that's what Charlie gets for his father's birthday, I think. Let's go into his sister. The sister, I totally forgot in the book, a girl dog. Annoying, she's mean, she's the bratty sister, but then she develops because she's faced with all these situations with her abusive boyfriend and she has this pregnancy scare. She goes to Charlie and says, I think I'm pregnant. Can you come to me with all these sessions because I don't want to tell mom and dad, and develops their relationship. In the beginning, she gets, I hate you, you're a freak. At the end, she says, I love you, and it just makes me cry and just, oh. Then we get his brother. Again, we don't get much in the movie because he's off in college, but in the book, we kind of get that he's kind of failing in his classes. He's trying to focus on football. Then we get into the mother and father. We don't really get much of their characters, a little bit, but we do get to one of the most important family members in this book, the aunt. There's one line in this book that gives it away when Charlie and Sam are doing it. And there's a line where he's like, back to when I had that night with Aunt Helen and my sister and my brother, and it says Sam was doing what Aunt Helen was doing, and I'm like, that's it. That's what gave away the abuse story. He goes to this hospital and he tells the therapist, and the mother and the father find. Again, I'm going all around places. There's so much to talk about with this book. I forgot. The best part of both the movie and the book is Charlie's relationship with the teacher, the English teacher. Now, I didn't have that much of a relationship with my teachers so far in the year. I think it's great. You need to have a teacher that you can talk to, a teacher that you can say anything to. That's what kind of the relationship we get with Charlie and the teacher. Oh my God, what's his name? All I can remember is he's Paul Rudd in the movie and just plays it so well. We get this scene that we never got in the movie. One of my favorite scenes in the book, that Charlie comes over to his English teacher's house and has dinner with him and his girlfriend, and basically the English teacher says to him, Charlie, you're one of the most gifted people I've ever known. And I don't mean in the terms of my other students. I mean in terms of anyone I've ever met. That's why I gave you that extra work. I was running if you were aware of that. He also says, I want you to know that you're very special. The only reason I'm telling you this is that I don't know anyone else has. I want you to know that if you ever need anything or want to know about more books or want me to show you anything you write or anything, you can always come to me as a friend. I do consider you a friend, Charlie. We kind of get that in the movie, but not that much in depth and emotional as much as it is. And then also another thing that we've got with this is a one-sided love. Charlie loves Sam. He does, and he loves her more than a friend, but she kind of likes this other guy. Charlie feels that the boyfriend treats her not as much as Charlie would treat her. He would treat her with all this respect. Favorite quotes. It's like he would take a photograph of Sam, and the photograph would be beautiful. And he would think that the reason the photograph was beautiful was because of how he took it. If I took it, I would know that the only reason it's beautiful is because of Sam. We get that Charlie really does care for Sam. Then Sam does care for Charlie. There's the scene that she brings him into her bedroom and she says, I want your first kiss to be with someone who cares about you. She does kiss him. We also get this kind of really, really awkward scene that I never watch or read this ever again. It's the truth or dare scene. I can't do it. Not only awkward to read or watch, it's just heartbreaking because you love all these characters and you don't want them to fight, but they do because Charlie makes a decision because he wants to speak from the heart, and while he's dating Mary Elizabeth, he kisses Sam because he believes she's the prettiest girl in the room. I also love all this like 90s stuff. I love it. All this music from the 90s is great. Like the perks of being a Wallflower soundtrack is probably the best thing ever to be existing in the world besides the actual book and movie. So good. I listen to it all the time. Look on Spotify. There's a whole playlist. And Come On Eileen is so good. It gets me pumped up in the morning. Come on Eileen, I swear to... Like my friend and I reenact that scene in the movie where it's my favorite scene because it happens to me all the time at school dances. They're playing terrible music throughout the whole thing and they play a good song and you're looking at your friend and you're like, oh my god, they're playing good music. Holy shit, they're playing good music. When I first saw the movie, I was like, Logan Lerman looks too old and too attractive to be a freshman. I mean, look at me. This is what a freshman looks like. Well, acne everywhere, messy hair. But in the book, Charlie is learning how to drive a car, and I was like, I don't think kids my age are learning to drive a car that early. We find out that Charlie isn't 14 going on 15. He is 15 going on 16 because he was pushed back a grade. I want to talk about the real ending. This ending is really powerful. I thought about Bill telling me I was special, and my sister saying she loved me, and my mom too, and even my dad and brother when I was in the hospital. I thought about Patrick calling me his friend, and I thought about Sam telling me to do things, to really be there. I just thought how great it was to have friends and family. And the final few sentences of this fantastic book. So if this does end up being my last letter, please believe that things are good with me. And even when they're not, they will be soon enough. And I will believe the same about you. Love always, Charlie. I think I'll end the video on that. If you really liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what were some of your favorite parts of the book, some stuff that I didn't get to, because there's a lot to discuss with this book. And I would love to discuss it with you in the comments. Hopefully, if this is in the future, I will link my senior review down below or maybe up there. I don't really know how YouTube's gonna be like. I'm not Marty McFly. And yeah, so bye! We could be heroes just for one day.